Hello and welcome to yet another session. I'll be taking you through how to create a quiz using Mzizi Learning Management System. Go to the Moodle service, click on Turn On, Edit, select Add Activity, select Recommended, choose Quiz, expand all to see all the different attributes of the quiz. Capture the name. You could describe the quiz itself or capture the instructions within this section. When you choose the option display description on the course, this will actually allow you for it to be visible within the course area. Choose the timing. This depends whether it's having a restricted timing and when it's going to be opened and closed within the course. You could state it's opened on the 17th and closed on the 18th to allow students to actually perform it between the 17th and 18th. You could enable the time limit to a maximum of 60 minutes as per your instructions. Within this section, define the grading category that this will fall into. This will depend with your grading system. So if you have opener exams, you could have created them here. For me, I'll use the progressive activity. Capture the pass mark, if any. Define the number of questions per page. Under this, you'll be able to define the behavior of the questions in case of a reattempt, whether the questions will be reshuffled or not. From this is the behavior of each attempt. So you're stating that during the attempt, in case you don't want to show the right answers within the first attempt, disable the options in this section. Later within the quiz, while the quiz is still open, you'll be able to decide whether you want to actually show the feedback of the same questions or you'll want to wait until when the questions are closed. This defines the grading process. Do you want to have how many decimal places would this mark out of? In this case, I've defined 2. So if a student gets 49.54132, it would actually round it off to the next 2 decimal places. Safe exam browser. This allows for you to actually restrict the browser to which the students will be doing the exam and ensures that you have control over the areas to which the student can visit at any one time while within the exam. If you have restricted students or groups, you could come and manage that within the restricted access area. Once done, just go down to Save and Display. Once completed, there are 2 ways to accessing the quiz questions, to capturing the questions. One, you can either decide to edit the quiz from here or come to the gear box here and click on Edit Quiz. The first option of questions editing is where you could create an add item here and click on Add a new question. There are multiple options within the questions. You can do a multi-choice question, a true or false question, a matching, a short answer, a numeric, an essay, calculated with multiple choices, simple, calculated simple, drag and drop into text, drag and drop markers, drag and drop onto image, embedded answers, random short answering matching, and select missing words. These are the different options available for questions within the learning management system. In this case, if I want multi-choice, select on multi-choice. From here, you could define the question by capturing the question name. From here, you could describe the question, and here you define the default marking for this very question, top 2 points. You then can define the different options. Does it have multiple answers or one answer only? Define the option here. What is the display mode? Is it going to have A, B, C, D, or 1, 2, 3, etc.? We'll choose A, B, C, D. And then you capture the different answers here, or options, the question. You're able to go in and define the grade of that very question by selecting on this grade and state that it's out of 100%. What that does is that it will ensure that all the other options are captured. Option A, this is a choice and it has 0 grading where it's captured as none. Option B, which is choice B, it has that and it's 100%. Option C, which is choice 3, it has 0%, which means that that's the wrong answer. And option D, which is the 4th option, capture that, and it will allow you to show the fourth option. And for this, it will have a 0 grade as it's the wrong answer as well. Where you want to give feedback on the right answer, you could capture the feedback to this question, to this answer, and say this is correct. In case you want to add more options into this question, you can click this button and add more multiple choices. Save the question. If you want to preview this question, you could click on preview question item. You can also import questions within the system, put them into the question bank, and then use them for asking the questions within the quiz that you have captured. Come to the gear, scroll down, and select question bank. Under this, you have 4 buttons, one of which is the questions that are available within the system. Second one is the categories. The third one is the capability to import, and the fourth one is the capability to export. I'll take you through how to use categories and import the questions within the question bank. Select on category. Define the category to which this will fall into. Capture the information appertaining this question if you want to describe it further, and add category. To mention, the category would actually be placed under the parent category you have selected. If you want to change the same, click on the gearbox here, and you can change the parent category from here, which allows for you to move the quizzes to the course itself on the top, at the top page of the course, or you can decide to move the course to the whole end of term category exams within the gradebook, or you could move it to the entire category of the course itself, which is class 6. In this case, I want to move it to the top of the subject itself. Wherever the parent is captured, in whichever section it's captured, that's where the questions bank would be available within the system. Once the category is created, you have the capability to now add questions within the category just by clicking the question button. Or in this case, you have the capability to import questions into the category. I'll take you through one of the formats to which you are able to use to upload questions. In this case, copying questions from Word into a notepad and then uploading them into the system. In this case, you will have created the questions on a Word document, and for each of the questions, it will have the numbering list option here. So you'll have question 1 as a number 1, and then below it, you'll have the different options for the response, the different choices for that question. And in each, where you're capturing the options that has multi-choice questions and answers with one correct answer, select on the list option and choose the A with a full stop, and below it, capture the answer in caps as shown here, and then write the correct answer for the question. Do the same across all questions within your question bank. So for question 2, created the questions here, created the multiple choice answers, and created the correct answer. Question 3, having the question here, having the multi-choice here, and having the correct answer. In a case where you have true or false questions, create the question, and rather than having to use the full stop at the end after the option, use the bracket, the opening bracket. So for instance, in this case, option A and option B have bracket options within the list, and specify the correct answer as well. Then once done, save this as notepad document. Select plain text, give it a name, save. When it gives you the encoding option, select other encoding and select Unicode UTF-8. Okay, what that does, is that it will create for you a notepad file that contains your questions. For this, it will create a text file which contains the questions and their different options, and under each it has the answer with the correct answer as captured. And as mentioned, for the true or false, it will have the true or false question and the two options, either true or false, and you'll capture the answer below it. As you can see, the difference between a true or false question is that this one has opening brackets, while this one has a full stop after the option. Go back to your system, come to import option, select icon format. You have the option of drag and drop here, or choose the file. Select the file as named, import question sample 2. And upload the file. Then click on import. This will then show you all the questions as captured from your document from your text file. And in each, it will have the question, and you can click on continue. Once done, you're able to see the different questions as captured from your notepad with the capability to edit any one of these questions. And as from the below, on edit of a question, you're able to see the question number similar to your notepad document. You're able to see the question text. You're able to see the default mark as 1, and also provides you with the different options as captured within the multi-choice. Whichever was the answer from your question bank or your notepad, then it will be the answer here with a grade of 100%. To upload the question bank into the question raised within the system, go to the course, select the question, come to the gear option, edit quizzes, select on add, and choose questions from question bank. From here, you have the option of choosing from the category you created earlier. Below that, use the checkbox at the top to select all the questions as you created and add the selected question to the quiz. Considering the page process that you had mentioned, all questions will be uploaded in the system with the different pages as you had defined. In case you want to change the grades for each question, by default, it will come with 1. Select on the edit button and capture the grade. Hit enter to save. In case you want to preview any one of these questions, you can click on the preview question item, and this will show you the question as uploaded within the system. I'll take you through another option of upload, in this case, uploading of a paragraphed question. Open your question. This is the question to which I want to upload within the system. Study the map of Banda area and answer question 1 to 7. As you can see in this question, we have the question with the map in here. And then below it, we have different questions that are dependent on this one diagram. That is question 1 all the way to question 7. For this, go back to the system, select the quiz, click on the gearbox, and select question bank. Create a new category, and in this case, give the category the name. Save it, add category. As captured, the category will be defined as the top category you have captured within the category creation. Select on the category and create a new question. The option we are going to use is the embedded answers. Select on this and add. Give the question a name, and under the question box, define the question there. Insert the image to be used. Upload the file, describe the image or give it a name under this section. Then save the image. That will appear within the question bank, in the question area. Scroll down below the image. I'll want us to add the different questions. To ensure you get the encoding correctly for the embedded answers question type, use the generator that will be shared. And with this, come to the embedded answer question with closed strings. Capture the different questions. For example, in this case, I want to put the first 7 questions and the different options and the different multi-choice answers within it. Select on the question, capture it. For the correct answer section, pick the correct answer from your Word document. Capture the correct answer in the section. Capture the feedback to the correct answer. And capture the other options. If you have more wrong answers, you could double click on this top section to enable the other options above below. To enable the other options. At the top here, you are able to define the different options that you're creating. In this case, you have the capability to say you want to use multi-choice vertical, multi-choice horizontal, or short answered, or drop down and replace inline. In this case, I want to use the multi-choice vertical, which allows for me to have the options A, B, C, D vertically. The generator will give you the question, copy that, place it on a notepad, and you can copy the same question and place it within your question within module. And that will provide you the first question, and it will have the options as captured here. The MCVS, this is the multi-choice with vertical display. And in this case, it will show northeast as the correct answer with the tag here equals to. And the feedback will be represented, will begin with a hash tag. And then the wrong answers will have the approximate option function here. And in each, it will show the different percentages. In this case, 0, where it's the wrong answer. Do the same for all the other questions. And in case you want to include the marks for each question, go to the generator file. Choose at the beginning, where the section is written point value, capture the marks of this question. So if you state that this will be out of 2 points, then what the system will do, it will initiate the curly bracket with a 2 at the beginning, which says that this is out of 2. Copy that and replace with your initial question as you had captured it. So the difference of a question with tags at the beginning is that with the 2 options at the beginning is that it provides you with the mark, the default mark as it captured within your question, within the import template. By default, in case you haven't captured any, the system automatically assigns 1 as the mark item. In this case, I want all questions to be out of 2. So I can come here, control find. I want to replace anything that has a 1 with 2 points. And that will ensure each question is marked out of 2 points. Then copy the entire your questions and paste them on the question you are generating. As you can see, you now have the 7 questions that will be using this very map to respond. And in each, you have the different responses. So you have a response where this one is out of 2 points. It's using the multi-choice vertical, has this as the right answer, which is represented with an equals at the beginning, and for which it has the hashtag, which represents the correct feedback, the feedback to the right answer. And anything that begins with a %0 is the wrong answer within your question. You have the capability, the option to decode and verify the question text. And in case you have any issue, the system will be able to automatically tell you the issues. And in this case, it provides you all the questions as you had captured them with the marks and the layout that it will be displayed. And it will also give you the correct answer and its feedback under each section. You can save the changes. And as you can see, once saved, the system gives you the question within the category that you have captured with the different questions for each section, as you can see here. Go back to the question, to the quiz, and upload the questions from the question bank. Edit quiz. Click on add, and you can choose question from question bank. From here, select the category as you had named it. And select the question. As you can see, it has the icon representing embedded answer. Select add selected question to the quiz. In case you want to drag the question so that it's the first question within the system, you can pick the drag option and move it to the top. If you want to separate it to a different page, you can click on this to create a page breaker. In case you want to preview the questions, go to the question area, select on your quiz. You can click on the gearbox here and click on preview. Start attempt. And this will show you all the questions in the format that you have created. For question 1 to 7, where we added the embedded answered question, it will provide you the image and the different questions as you can see below, each vertically represented with the different functions. So you select the answers. When you move to the next page, it provides you the next set of questions as you've mentioned within your question bank. And this continues to the next page as well. And the last page here. For the true or false question, it will have the two options here. And on selecting of either, you have the capability to clear the choice that you had selected. Finish attempt. The system will provide you all the questions that have been answered by the student, or the student will see as captured, and it will allow them to actually finish all and submit. After which, it gives them the grade to which they have attained within the questions, and it will give them the correct answer for each item. Thank you for joining this session and hope you learned how to create quizzes within the system.